Alrighty, fellow travelers, welcome back to the Adventures of a Traveling Don. My name is Benjamin O, and this is continuation of our summer up here in Acadia in Maine. Now, I'm about to take you off island. I haven't really done that this season yet. We went to Cranberry Island in the last video, if you saw that. If you haven't, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. But this time, we're actually driving off island. I'm gonna go north. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the coast and a great kind of day trip. If you're here in Bar Harbor, Maine, or anywhere on MDI, you want to get off the island for a little bit, this is what you do. So come along. Caught up in the rain there for a minute. Anyway, first stop, you want to fuel yourself up for the day before you go and hit the coastline. Come here to Ellsworth. This is kind of like downtown Ellsworth, old historical Ellsworth. This is the gateway into Acadia. You have to pass through Ellsworth at any point in time if you want to get to Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park, and vice versa getting off. Now, what you want to do is come down to the Maine District and come here to Riverside Cafe. This is one of my favorite places to get breakfast in Maine whatsoever. It is fantastic. It's just a traditional kind of like diner, but it's all scratch-made kitchen. I had the breakfast potatoes with the biscuits and gravy. I mean, the biscuits were fantastic. Just put a little over medium egg on top or an over easy egg on top. Just let it kind of like the egg mix into the biscuits. It's so good. And then of course, you got to get one of their smoothies. I got the Thunderhole. That is blueberry, banana, yogurt, and OJ. It's Maine. You got to do the blueberry. Anyway, this is the place you fuel up, Riverside Cafe here in Ellsworth. Now let's go hit the coast. So the first hidden gem I'm really taking you to, going north from Ellsworth along the coast, is the Wakiag Neck. Now, I've been here once before when I did my Journey to Schoodic video last year, and we went to the Tidals Fall Preserve. Now, this time I'm taking you further down the neck. This is actually an island that separates Sorrento and Lemoyne and Ellsworth. But this is called Carter's Beach behind me, and it's just this little hidden beach way on the south end. You can Google map it. It's at the south, near the south point of it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just really quiet. It's kind of like a local place. You do have like several local homes, so be careful where you go. You know, just stick to the beach area. But it's nice because it has all of this, like, I don't know what kind of seaweed this is, or kelp, but it's just all kind of like, it all like congregates here, and you get these sweeping views of this part of the bay. And of course, like behind those islands is Sorrento. That's another area you can go down. There's like, Maine has all these little tendrils that come down from the mainland, just little inlets and islands and stuff. It's actually really cool. It's one of the great things I love about Maine. But yeah, you just come out here, you can, you know, just enjoy yourself, maybe bring something to eat with you, but it's just a great first hidden spot to just kind of get away from it all when you're tired of Bar Harbor and MDI. Okay guys, so the second spot that we're stopping at is this little town of Sorrento. And it's just a small little town at the edge of one of the inlets here. It's absolutely fantastic though when it comes to the views. There's not much to do when it comes town-wise. I don't know if there's really any shops or restaurants here. I've never really seen it. It's all kind of like just like local homes and houses. But you get these broad sweeping views of the bay here. and it's just absolutely phenomenal. And what's kind of cool is when you go down these inlets, depending on which side, the towns or the parks or wherever that we go in this video or wherever you end up going, you'll get different perspectives of the Maine coastline. Because in the last spot that we went to, you could kind of see towards where Sorrento was. But now we're looking at, if you go behind these two islands right here, just over that island, the big island right there, Bar Harbor's right there, which you couldn't see from the other side because it was facing a different way. So from the first place at Carter's Beach. But it's just kind of like a nice, cool spot to get some great pictures. So, all right, onwards. Alright guys, so the next point that we're at is, of course, Schoodic Point. Now, I've done a video on this last year when I was up here, and it's a little bit of a better video to kind of like get the whole Schoodic experience. I'm just going to highlight it as part of like something to do on this entire tour that I'm showing you, just because partially you can't see much of Schoodic Point at all today. It's pretty damn foggy, but it's very atmospheric. It's really kind of cool, kind of haunting, kind of creepy. And of course, right now, because we have a storm that's both off and on the mainland and off on the shore, we've got these swells of waves that you rarely see out here, and it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, just absolutely breathtaking. Even when it's foggy like this, don't let the weather like this, you know, hamper you from wanting to come out, because coastal Maine changes when that fog rolls in. It just gets, ooh, it's almost like Stephen King vibes. But anyway, yeah, Schoodic Point, guys. So by the way, when you're here at Schoodic Point, stop off at the visitor center here at the Rockefeller Hall and the Schoodic Institute. So they actually have kind of like on the first level, a nice exhibit of just what Schoodic is about, you know, biodiversity of the area and all that kind of good stuff. And, you know, ways that humans can help, you know, keep Schoodic as it is, as well as other parts of Maine. It's got a great bookstore that's got a lot of historical books about Acadia in itself. And then, of course, just a lot of fun bird exhibits and just things that you really kind of like, if particularly for kids, really kind of get into this stuff. I think it's an actual institute as well that studies the area, because they do experiments out on certain areas of Schoodic Point. But it is a great little spot. It's actually kind of a cool looking building as well. So, but yeah, definitely when you come to Schoodic Point, make sure you stop here at the visitor center at the Rockefeller Hall at the Schoodic Institute. Now, of course, no trip around Maine's coastline is complete without at least seeing a lighthouse. Whether you can actually physically get to the lighthouse or not, you have to at least get a picture and see the lighthouse. That is a check mark, just so you know. But this is Prospect Harbor Lighthouse. This is actually a working National Coast Guard facility, so you can't really get in there without permission, but you can come around onto the rocks around here just outside and get some nice pictures from there. And of course, like Prospect Harbor is just across the way over there. It's kind of like at the end of the Schoodic Peninsula as you're just coming off, so you just kind of make your way there, come around. There's a road, I think it's Prospect Harbor Road, and you just kind of like, there's a couple of little areas you can kind of pull off, just come out to these rocks, get your picture, and then take off. Now, I'm not sure what happened to that old lighthouse, because it looks like it actually got burned down, or at least the roof, so I don't know. I don't think it was like that a few years ago, last time I was here, but anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful area, and that is Prospect Harbor. All right, guys, so the next spot here is on the Petit Manan Point. So this is about an hour and about 30 to 40 minutes if you're doing a direct straight drive from Bar Harbor all the way here. This is down the Petit Manan Peninsula, and this is Maine Island's Coastal Wildlife Refuge. So we're gonna go ahead and hit up one of the trails here. I've done a couple of them before. This one I haven't actually done. This is the John Hollingsworth Memorial Trail in honor of a man named John Hollingsworth who basically photographed so much of Maine's coastline. But what we're going to do is we're going to go hit the trail, go through the wildlife refuge, see if we spot anything. I actually saw a porcupine on the way. I didn't have my camera going because I was driving, but it was like, or at least not pointed in that direction. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful peninsula, and you get a lot of great points to see off the coast once you get down the trail. But anyway, let's go ahead and do a little hiking. Now, they do say on the signs to be quiet so you can not startle the wildlife, but honestly, that's a no-brainer anyway, because it's amazing. It's just so quiet. There's not a lot of people that come out this way, and it's just, oh, such a gorgeous little trail. It's not that hard. And, you know, there's always the potential for some wildlife. So at the end of the trail, when you open back up onto the ocean, this is basically called Chair Pond Head. And I don't know if there's always been a chair like the one behind me, or if it's just a recent name. I've got no idea why they named it Chair Pond Head. But when you come down here, there is a nice comfy duplex chair right here for you and whatever lovely person you decide to bring. My imaginary friend, of course, today, because I'm that lonely. Anyway, it is a beautiful spot. I mean, obviously we got the fog going on right now, but you just get that outline of the coast and this like little cove right here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And of course it starts raining a little bit. Remember, in Maine, always be prepared. I will say though, the sound of the rain on the trees, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm wet, but it's awesome. Holy crap. That was a wet 15 minutes. My pant legs are soaked. I am soaked. But boy, did make for some great shots, I will tell you that. Whew. All right, so we are back at the meadow, heading back to the car. Got one more spot we're gonna go to because I'm hungry. After all of that, after how wet I am, it's time for some food. All right, so we've been out all day. What do you want to do when you've been out all day? You gotta go and get something to eat. And when you're up here on the Petit Manan area, the Schoodic Point, head up towards, if you're heading towards Millbridge, and just outside of Millbridge is a place called Deano's Takeout. This place is absolutely fantastic. It's this kind of just quaint little side of the road food truck. for seafood. They also do burgers, hot dogs, ice cream, and then of course they got doughboys. And the food that I had is absolutely fantastic. I had the clam roll, so it's basically a bunch of fried clams that were bursting out. And basically I was just eating the clams without even eating the roll, because I couldn't put all the clams in the roll. And then of course that sweet doughboy, just this big old puffy pastry that's got icing, cinnamon, powdered sugar, just simplistic yet beautiful. So, but yeah, you definitely want to try out Deano's takeout right off Highway 1. Alrighty guys, so that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I love making these videos for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I figure I'd give you a send-off of this beautiful view of a pre-sunset here on Taunton Bay with the clouds and everything. That just actually turned out really well. I passed by, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finish right here because this is awesome. But anyway guys, thanks for following along. This is the first of many videos I'm gonna be doing along coastal Maine, kind of give you a nice expansive tour of every part of coastal Maine as I possibly can throughout this summer. I hope you guys though enjoyed this very first one. If you have any questions about anything, just go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll get to them as much as I possibly can. And as always, if you like the video, give it that big old thumbs up. And of course, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know all the new stuff whenever it comes out right away. All right guys, I will see you on the next adventure. Thank you so much for joining me, and peace out.